What's up, you guys? It's Yugioh here, coming at you guys with a discussion video, and today's topic is going to be about the real current state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's get into it. So, I guess the first thing, or what I'm really trying to say here is, like, I've heard a lot of people complaining about the game lately, and they're saying the game is dying, and they have a problem with the game, and honestly, I really think the game is doing very well. And there's a few reasons why I think the game is still doing good, and it's not dying at all, and it's still a very good game. And I think the people that are complaining don't have a very good reasoning. I'm gonna try to prove why. And so let's talk about the first one, and that's diversity. I think a lot of people saying "Oh, this is the same meta decks over and over again." But you want to know something? Right now, we have a great time in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can play a lot of decks. There's a lot more decks than you think there is. It's not just Cosmos, BA, and Monarchs. It's a little different than that. It really is. We just had YCS Providence, and it was a pretty good event. There was a lot of variety in the top. There was also Magic Specters there, and Magicians were in the top, along with Perform Pals as well. And BA, and Cosmos, and Monarchs. And there was the Fire King Cosmos build that two players got top with, and there was 8 other Cosmo builds that or something like that, or 11 Cosmo builds that weren't Fire King Cosmos. And for some of you guys out there that were telling me I'm being naive or something, I'm telling you that no, I know this game well enough. I know what's going on. I really do, and that gets me to my other point about people complaining about the money. Honestly, this is a very cheap time in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's ask any older player that's been playing since Teledad. Ask them. They'll tell you that this game is not that expensive right now. It's some of the best decks got reprinted. One of the best decks comes from a structure deck. Perform Pals got hit a while ago, and if you were smart enough, you would have picked them up when the prices just went down, because the deck is still one of the best decks. It's arguably one of the best decks in the format, next to Burning Abyss, and next to Cosmos, and next to Monarchs. It's a contender, even though it got hit. And that deck will always, honestly, be around until Sorcerer gets banned. Honestly, that's what they need to do, is just ban Sorcerer, or the deck will just keep being good. And the same thing goes for BA. If they just ban Dante, the deck, will finally, die. But that would just kill the deck. The same thing as what happened to my Shaddolls. They banned Construct, and now I just, I guess I can still play the deck. I'm not gonna lie. I have some different variants that I posted on my channel, and you guys have seen my Demise Shaddolls, and Demise is really good in Shaddolls, Carved Demise. And I've had Destiny Hero Shaddolls, and all sorts of stuff. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with Shaddolls. But that's a video for another day. And that brings me kind of to another point, that there is still creativity in Yu-Gi-Oh! And for all of those out there that say there is no creativity in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is mindless, it's autopilot, blah 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 blah. No, you're wrong. And the reason I say that is, if you say there's no creativity in Yu-Gi-Oh!, then show me one creative deck that you've made. I bet you can't do it, because you're not very creative. And just because you think, creative decks, they're not good enough because they can't top. That's not true. You can place things differently. Check this out. Fraser Smith just topped Cosmos. Guess what he was playing? He was playing Carved Demise inside of Cosmos. You're going to tell me that, I knew about that. No, you're not going to tell me that. You did not know, for sure that card was going to be good in that deck, or that it had the capability of even topping, mixing, those styles of play together. But it works. And that just goes to show that creativity is a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you tell me that's not creative, then, man, you're just in some kind of huge denial about the game. Truthfully, you're in denial. So that is, another point is there's diversity, there's creativity in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's very cheap. Those are just 3 really strong things that I think are true. The game is really, really good. Another thing is it's not a tier 0 format. So this is going to be the 4th thing. This is not a tier 0 format. This is not like Dragon Rulers of Prophecy. If you've ever played against Spellbooks at full power, you will know how irritating and broken it is to not actually be able to play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like you can't even have an out. Like you barely have outs. They have almost like you need a monster like blaster. Discarding another blaster or something was like the best, like one of the best outs because it was hard to stop that. Next, like back then it was just hard to stop it. You don't really have cards that can stop monster effects back then. They could activate in the hand that would destroy a card in the field. You don't really have a lot of ways to stop that. Um, Another thing is like Cosmos, for instance. I'll take that as a good example. In Monarchs, like they're not unbeatable. They're definitely not unbeatable, especially Monarchs. But Cosmos, I'll tell you right now, they're not unbeatable. You can beat them. So many decks are able to be beaten, and Cosmos are not completely unbeatable. They do not have the potential to lock you out of the game like Judgment, Spellbook of Judgment did with what it were, or at least sorry, Spellbooks did back when they were at Tier 0 status. Like they no, that it just doesn't work like that. I think that deck and Dragon Rulers are both Tier 0, and they're the best decks possibly in the history of the game ever. But that's arguable. But Cosmos are definitely not like this tier 0 deck. It's definitely not. It's busted. I will agree. It's really busted and completely over supported, but it's definitely not the best deck ever. Like it can be beaten. You can beat it with your Mermails, and honestly, Mermails are not that expensive right now, guys. Like if you really want a good cheap deck, like just play Mermails. You guys could. You guys could just play Monarchs. They're cheap. They're cheap. Like who cares? It's one of the best decks, but it's cheap. There's like all these good decks that are cheap, but you could also play like Magicians. Go grab some structure decks. Maybe throw in some Kirans and maybe put in some like I don't know, I'll get Oddest Fusion. It's expensive, but it's not that much. Like the game is just not that expensive. You can play Joikos and the Magicians, and those things are cheap. Like you can play Magic Specters, and those things are cheap. I mean, besides Bumbunku, but what else is in that deck is really expensive? What Totem Bird? You can't tell me Totem Bird's expensive. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's not that much. I mean, it might be hard to get Utopia the Lightning, but like, if you just get it, then you can use it in all of your decks forever, and it will always be this out to just stuff. Unless they hit it, which it's not that expensive to begin with. It's like a $10 card. So Yu-Gi-Oh! We're blessed to have more outs to things than we ever did before. Sorry for my European counterparts over there. I'm sorry, you guys. I know you guys don't have it yet. I'm very, very sorry from the bottom of my heart. Hopefully you guys get Utopia the Lightning soon. Sorry, I really mean it. I hope you guys get it. But there's just so much stuff. Like we didn't have a Valor at one point in time. We didn't have Maxi. We didn't have those things. We could have used them too. Definitely could have used them, but we didn't have them. We didn't have Finish Chain, right? We didn't have Breakthrough Skill. We didn't have all those things. And I think that for my fifth thing here, my fifth reason is that of why the game is not actually dying, is that there's a TV show. And as long as there's going to be a TV show that's successful, the game will just... Because the game and the TV show go hand in hand. And, like, the TV show gets people into the game and young kids. And, like, you say, oh, there's young kids. But, like, some of those young kids are going to be the next Patrick Hoban, the next Jeff Jones, Billy Brake, Robert Boyajian. Like, those young kids are going to become good one day. At least a few of them. And I bet a lot of them are going to be competitive players, for sure. Like myself. So, I would definitely say that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is in a good state. Like, there's a lot of tournaments. There's a lot of people attending tournaments. I know that YCS Province had over 700 people, and it's supposed to be small, but that's still good for that one area in the world. I mean, like, what about YCS, like, Long Beach? How many people do you think will show up for that? I guarantee you at least 2,000 people will show up to a YCS in Cali. I bet you. And look at our European counterparts. They have so many tournaments. They have so many nations over there that, have... Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, and they have nationals for all these different countries. Like here in America, we have just in the United States of America, we have one national, and then in the Americas, we have different nationals, and I'm pretty sure Canada has their own nationals. So, or maybe it's just a North American national. So I think we have like one national in America. Sorry about that, but there's a lot of reasons why the why the game's not dying. There's a lot of reasons, and I think it's foolish to complain about a lot of the things in the game right now, especially because I'd say the majority of players right now, like actual players, are competitive players that are complaining about the game. I think you guys haven't been playing that long. You must not have. And like if you were, then why are you complaining? Because anyone that has been playing this game for a long amount of time that doesn't like it anymore because of the way it is quitter. They're over it. So if you're gonna say that you've been around for this long time, you played since the game started, but you're complaining about all this stuff, then that's bull. That's a lot of bull. It's just a lot of bull. So I'm sorry if you guys disagree with some of the things I said here. And if you do, let me know in the comment section below. I always like to debate about things. It's fine. I don't have a problem with anybody disagreeing as long as you have a good reasoning that has nothing to do with the things I said here, because it's all just bull if you're gonna complain about it. But and if you do agree or have some other points on why you agree the game's not dying, leave that also in the comment section below. It'd be really nice to talk about them. And I just want to say thank you guys very much for watching. And also, we are almost at 120 subscribers, man, and I'm really happy about that. I love you guys. Thank you very much. I'm gonna do another video pretty soon. Thanking my subscribers. I'm going to try to maybe do a giveaway or something. So as soon as I can get some things together, I'm going to make that happen. But I just wanted to let you guys know, thank you very much. And also, thank you very much for watching. We're going to make some more videos in the future. I'm going to get some more dual videos for you guys. Because one thing I like to say before I go is I really enjoy doing dual commentary videos of myself playing a bunch of different decks. Because I have so many different decks and different ideas. It's like the main reason why I never get bored in this game. And never complain about, the same decks over and over, because I'm always using different stuff and always have different ideas. Every time I go to locals, my decks always change and I always test new things. So I always have fun, and I'm gonna always make more dual commentaries. I think that's what I really want to do with this channel, is to have dual videos. But I also want to do discussions and market watches and stuff like that whenever I can have the time to do it, because I really just want to do dual videos. But try not to make this video too long. Thank you guys very much for watching. Take care until next time.